Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast Battle Report. Today, new Chaos versus Drukhari in this scattered supply depot. Let's dive into the game. Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast Battle Report. Today we have the brand new Chaos Codex and the Black Legion against the Drukhari. Now, of course, we are playing a really fun mission today where we're trying to gather supplies in order to win. So let's take a look at the armies that we have brought using the Highlander rules, and then we will dive into the mission. And here we have 1,500 points of Drukhari. That's right, this is a Highlander style list, which means there is only one of everything. And it's a great way of playing like for funsies games, which is really awesome. But in the narrative of today, we have Archon Skari, of course, who's the warlord. He's come down. He's got the Nightmare Shroud. He's brought a giant brick of 10 incubi to fight the Chaos Menace. And his homunculus, Draxus. And Draxus has come to basically gather the scattered supplies around the battlefield for his machinations, which means he's brought a big unit of Rax and a large reinforced unit of grotesques. Of course, the Cabal of the Deadly Mist doesn't go anywhere without a good core of Cabalite warriors, some sneaky mandrakes that might come out of the shadows, a Venom and a Raider in dedicated transports. And of course, with the ties to the arena, Archon Skari has requisitioned a gang of Reavers and a gang of Hellions to come down to the battle as well. Firepower provided by a Ravager with triple Dark Lance, and a unit of Scourge with 4 Haywire Blasters. And of course, for monsters, we have a Talos and a Kronos to help that pain continually to feed my troops. Let's take a look at what the Chaos have brought. And here we have the Forces of Chaos using the brand new Chaos Codex. Wait a second. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and tell me what you brought?
All right, so I brought a Veterans of the Long War detachment today, and I wanted to try out some of the things that had new and fun rule changes or went with some of the cool little stratagems. So starting on the right, we've got a squad of Legionnaires, and we've got Chain Cannon. They're going to ride in their trusty Rhino. We've got our other heavy upgrades. We've got squad of Cultists. Cultists can no longer take any options, so they are just Brutal Assault and Pistol now. Winged Demon Prince, and I gave him the upgrade Mark of Legend. It lets him roll a hit, reroll a hit, wound, or save per turn. So a little bit of utility there.
Nice.
Over here, we've got Sorcerer and Terminator armor with his friends. I'm running Bolters today because there's a nice little strat that lets you turn bolt weapons to devastating wounds. So maybe like a little free grenade type strat. Accursed Cultists. They've lost their healing, but they get to Blood Surge now, so I wanted to try that. Warp Talons, which I think are going to be insanely good. They get to come off the board. If so, they come in, they kill something. If they're not in engagement range, they come off at either fight phase. In Highlander...
After they have fought, specifically.
Yeah. In Highlander, if you max out your spots, you can bring 2, so I brought 2 Cultists. Venom Crawler, mostly unchanged, doesn't gain as many attacks. And then we have 1 of each type of Predator.
Destructor.
Annihilator,
and?
Defiler. So I wanted to try this guy today. He still maintains his old rule where he can walk over things 4 inches or less. Mm-hmm. But he also got another rule. He can combat interrupt for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There you have it, folks. Chaos. Using what? New rules?
New rules.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Today's mission is going to be a play on Scattered Supplies, which is out of the Leviathan rulebook, the Tyrannic War Crusade rules. But we're going to take a look at the mission and see how we score points. So before we get to Attacker Defender, we have 6 objectives in this mission because we are playing Strike Force. These little scattered supplies. So we have 1, 2, 3 back here, 4 over here, 5, and 6. Back here. And we essentially need to capture those supplies. Basically, we have to grab them and pull them into our deployment zone. So at the end of the game, you will have 15 points for every one of these markers that you grabbed and pulled into your deployment zone as you're trying to gather supplies. if the unit that is holding it is wholly within your deployment zone. We also have 5 points if you control any of them that are not being held in either deployment zone at the end of the game as well. So the way that you're going to score points here is you get 15 points for each objective that your army is carrying, and then you get 5 additional victory points if the unit that's carrying it is within your deployment zone. So basically grab the objective and run into your deployment zone for 20 points on an objective. We are going to say that you can get 5 points at the end of the game for each objective that you control that is not being carried, and you just control the objective. So that also gives you an incentive that way. And of course, we're going to add in the First Blood, Warlord, and Linebreaker. So if you're in your enemy deployment zone at the end of the game, you'll get 2 points, 3 points. If you kill the enemy Warlord, you'll get 4 points. If you kill something in the first battle round, you will get 3 points for a max of 9 points on like the little tertiaries. And with that, let's dive into deployment. Here we are after deployment. The Chaos have decided to defend. They've put Warp Talons, a Winged Demon Prince, the Terminators in Deep Strike Reserve. I put the Reaver Jet Bikes, 5 Cavalry Warriors, and my Scourge with Haywires in reserve as well. So I put a Mandrake unit here. There's an objective here, so they're going to try and sneaky around and grab them. The Grotesques, they're going to take most of the firepower. I do not expect them to survive this battle. Like you should. Grotesques should always just soak up all the damage they can. Raider with 10 Incubi back here. Ravager, 10 racks with the Homunculus, Talos, Kronos, 5 Cabalites with guns, 5 Hellions ready to just sneak on over and grab that objective. And that's it. Then the Chaos. What did you do, Sean?
I got some cultists here ready to run out and grab this objective. The accursed cultists here, they get to scout, so maybe I'll scout up here. And then I deployed things mostly defensively. Put the Defiler just not to move block himself all game. This is under 4 inches, so he does get to scuttle over it. But then I just tried to give you less line of sights. Venom Crawler, Las Cannon Predator, Rhino with Legionnaires, the Autocannon Predator, and then just some cultists back here who will spend their life screening.
I love it. And there you have it. Let's roll to see who goes first. Okay, I rolled a 3.
A 2.
Okay, so it is Drukhari turn, number 1, but it is end game scoring, which is good for Chaos. Okay, let's dive into the game. And the battle begins. So I'm going to try and get a kill. We do have some scouts from the Accursed Cultists they have to scout up. There's some really cool stratagems in this detachment, which means you have to you get like a reactive move, you get like a fights first strat. And those are very dangerous into me, especially the fights first, because I got an Incubi, so you could just make it hard for me to deal with them. My plan this turn is to essentially, I'm going to sack, the Mandrake's going to go up and hold that objective. I'm going to probably move them up over here and grab that objective. And we're just going to grab 4 of the objectives right now and maybe do some shooting and see what we can do against the Chaos forces, and then kind of hold the line against the Chaos threat. But that's what Archon Skari wants. So that is what we're going to get. End of the movement phase. The Dark Eldar have advanced aggressively forward. So we have the Mandrakes grabbing this little crate as well. We've got the Homunculus, who is he's the one doing all the gathering. So he's bring all the supplies to me, says Draxus, the Homunculus. The Kronos has moved up to basically grab that little crate. And then I've got my Ravager moving up into the firing lane, my Venom moving up into the firing lane and disembarking the Cavalite Warriors. My Talos getting ready to move around and kind of block that little area when the army get close. I've got my Archon and his Incubi in that Raider getting to a nice little spot to really get aggressive depending on where the Chaos go. And on this side, the Hellions. Look at them. They're being useful by holding an objective. Yeah. And they're fast too, so they're going to grab it and run as fast as possible and just run. Other than that, let's go into my shooting phase. I've got a couple of pain tokens. I'm just going to put one, I think, on that unit of Cavalites, the Ravager, maybe the Venom as well. And that's all that's really going to be shooting. Okay, here we go. End of the shooting phase. I shot into the Accursed Cultists. They did surge once. They didn't want to surge a second time just in case they got into combat with the Grotesques. But I did kill 6 of them, 1 big guy and a bunch of little guys with some sporadic firepower. I put 6 damage on the Defiler with a blaster, and I was able to kill the Rhino. So yeah, I got first strike there, very nice. And then at the end of the turn, I will be picking up, boop, I'll be picking up, boop, I'll be picking up, boop, and then all the way on this side over here, the Hellions will also be picking up the scattered supplies. Now, if you were in range of any of the objectives, you could also pick them up too, but you decided to surge that way. So you're going to grab it with something else later. And with that, we're on to Chaos turn number 1. Now, I did use a command point on my Cabalites to get sustained. So if we go to the scoreboard, I have 2 points on tertiary there. You now go to 2 CP, and I go to 1 CP because you resisted the urge to smoke your Rhino. It would have died pretty much even with the smoke. So good that you didn't smoke it then. And yeah, let's dive into it. Turn number 1, Chaos, New Chaos, Black Legion, Veterans of the Long War. Let's go. Seems like you're advancing forward at me.
Mm-hmm. Well, seeing as this mission is about scoring at the end of the game, I'm going to try to kill as much as I can.
That's like old school Warhammer. Just kill and score at the end. That's literally old school. Like if you played 3rd, 4th, any of the old editions, it was always end game scoring.
Seeing as the
old murder and worry about the scoring after.
I'm running 2nd edition Chaos rules, so we're going to play 2nd edition.
There you go. 2d6 armor save on your Terminators.
Oh. So
3 plus on 2d6.
Yes.
You did oath my Ravager though. Oath,
no,
whatever it's called. Eye of Horus.
Hatred?
Eye of Hatred.
What's it called here?
Okay, it's oath.
Focus
of hatred. It's just a fancy way of saying oath of moment.
My hatred. My cultists came up here to get in range of this objective, and daisy chain if you kill them to put it back here.
Yep.
We're hiding in our safe oil drums here. Predator las cannoner drew up to get eyes on the Ravager.
Eyes on the prize.
This Predator has a variety of options.
Yep. Good targets.
Options.
Yep.
He's got options in a 7-inch charge.
Now we know
here.
you're not supposed to do that, but you look cool. So we wanted to showcase the Defiler, Soul Grinder conversion Defiler. Yeah. Running up and getting ready to use a 7-inch charge into the Grotesques.
Yeah.
Well, let's do some shooting.
Let's do it.
Plan kill a lot of Dark Eldars working swimmingly for Sean. I just want to say, MVP for this match with this Reaper chain cannon, that in one volley wiped out my entire unit of Scourge. Just the chain cannon, nothing else. No pack, like didn't even use his pact really. It was just straight up, all dead. Sure, that was great.
No problem.
The battle cannon, the Defiler cannon, and all the other guns killed 2 Grotesques, put a wound on another, and then that Predator easily annihilated that Ravager.
Focused my hatred.
You did. But he did fail his Dark Pact, so he took a wound.
Mm-hmm.
And then that little Venom Crawler blew up that Venom. That was also a fantastic roll of shooting from that little Venom Crawler.
Yeah,
who did roll a lot of sustained on him with the Dark Pact. So with that, we're going to charge. We have a 7-inch charge here. We roll it on camera for the Defiler to get into the Grotesques and start flipping Grotesques over.
If I fail this, I will be CP.
Of course. And that
is a 10.
Is not a fail. So in comes Mr. Defiler. Defiler walked in, actually whiffed his attacks epically and only killed 1 Grotesque.
Yeah.
And then the Grotesque put 2 damage on you, but you did use your Armor Contempt style strat to keep him alive, because I did put a pain token on those Grotesques. And you had failed a Battle Shock token with the Tool of Cursed Cultist, which I did Overwatch to kill them for more pain tokens.
Yep.
So I now have 4 pain tokens in the bank going into next turn. However, it is the end of turn. So holding objectives, you're going to hold that there because they're battle shocked because they can't. You're going to take that over here on little Venom guy. And then this one here that was dropped by the Mandrakes is going to get picked up by the Homunculus that took a couple of wounds as well. And with that, we're moving on to turn number 2. However, you do get 2 points for killing something in the first battle round. You actually killed way more than I did. So let's see what the Dark Eldar can do. As we move into battle round number 2, I get a CP. You get a CP out of CP. So you did spend 2 CP. Sean, basically, my idea is I have to kill that thing because that thing actually kills a lot of my stuff. I'm going to try and kill the Defiler. And I'm going to try and kill that unit here and potentially kill that unit of Cultists. So that's like what I'm doing. However, you did Overwatch my Scourge as soon as they popped down and killed 3 of them. Oof. And then you spent your another CP to wrap and ingress the Warp Talons back here. They're just going to come in and potentially start causing havoc in the back here. So I did move the Hellions up because I wanted to. I feel like Hellions wouldn't just hide with an objective. They want to go forward and cut some heads off. So Archon Skari is having a hard time reining in the Helion gang that he hired for this battle. Even though they have an objective, they're like, what's the worst that could happen? And they'd
be teenagers.
That's right. They are skateboard teenagers. That's exactly what they are. Other than that, the Talos has also moved up as well. I put my Kronos in the middle to be able to pain token everybody here. I've got 4 pain tokens. And of course, the Cavalites have moved up there to essentially get some angles and stuff. You did fail your Dark Pact, though. So you're down to 7 wounds left on the Venom Crawler.
Yeah, that is one change. You have to Dark Pact before you activate now.
Yep.
So there is pause.
I like it, but it also means that people won't forget as often.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is awesome. So with that, shooting phase. Shooting phase is over. Well, I was able to kill the Venom Crawler that exploded and killed the last guy in that Legion squad. Yes. And put 3 damage on that Predator. Yes. However, the Talos did another 3 damage. So that Predator's down to 4 wounds remaining. Because that Dark Lance missed and didn't do anything.
Note to self, don't let...
However...
Don't ask Skari to roll your damage for you.
The heroes of the hour were these cultists. One survived holding the objective against the onslaught of Helions, and they almost got him. He passed his 5-up cover save right at the end to stay alive, and he has the crate well within his grasp, which is awesome. Okay, so with that, I'm going to do some charges. I'm going to go ahead and charge the Incubi just into that guy there. Oh, look, there you go, 9. Yay! Ding dong, the Defiler's dead. Yes, Archon Skari and Incubi. Literally just Skari killed, put like 6 damage on it, and it just died.
Yeah, no.
And then I used Wraith-like Retreat to just get back into the Raider. So with that, it is the end of the turn. That Predator can pick up a couple of objectives.
This one for sure.
Yep, I don't know. Oh, the other one, the cultist is still there. So he's going to pick up that objective. Yep. Okay, and with that, it is the end of the turn. I haven't killed the Warlord. You haven't killed the Warlord. So no extra points. Right now it's tied at 2 points apiece. And we're just basically positioning ourselves to get the objectives in the end game as we move on to your turn number 2. And we each get a command point. Let's dive in.
Thinking and run the Warp Talons over, eat the Hellions, pop them off the board. And then I'm going to use the Demon Prince and the Terminators to screen out a Rapid Ingress a little bit, and then I'll probably focus this guy so that you can't do that nonsense with the Incubi again.
Ooh, that's a good target. The Raider is a good target.
So then he doesn't have to move off to check. Maybe he has heavy, so maybe I'll...
Yeah, maybe just sit there.
Yeah.
And then he'll have to give me a Battle Shock test as well. But other than that, we're all ready to rock and roll. Yeah. I love it. Predator Destructor moved up to be able to see some Cavalites and the Talos. We had a teleporting unit of Terminators with a Sorcerer looking to get a 9-ish charge to clog up the Incubi once they get out to keep the Firebase pretty much stayed. You also wanted to screen out the jet bikes. They could kind of come back here, but you don't want the jet bikes anywhere back there. So the Demon Prince went back there with some decent charge into Cavalites and Helions. And then, of course, that little Predator moved up to continue to potentially shoot at that.
He moved back.
Yeah.
To coax the Scourge out further.
That's right.
If they're going to come,
they have to. They have to come out and tassel.
And then the Warp Talons changed their mind and came over to dunk the Hellions.
Okay.
And then if that happens, they should go poof.
I know. We get to see their cool new rule, which is as soon as they fight and they kill whatever, or they're not in engagement range, they can just like leave.
Yeah.
Which is kind of awesome. With that though, let's dive into the shooting phase. Shooting phase time. Well, that Raider, I spent a CP to give it a 4 plus invulnerable save thanks to Sky Splinter, and the last cannon bounced off. Yeah, so that was really good. The other Predator shot into my Talos, and
bounce.
Down to 4 wounds remaining. You did kill a couple of these Cavalite Warriors. 2 died, 2 survived. And then the Terminators ended up shooting, because they were set up to kill a lot of the Incubi, but you ended up shooting and killing one of these Grotesques.
And I didn't want to charge them and put myself in range of all of that without thinning out Incubi.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Incubi be scary. So with that though, we've got some charges, which are over here. You do have a CP in the bank.
Yep.
You decide not to use a lethal hit strat to make sure that you can reroll that charge. It is a 5-inch charge, and you don't want to fail it.
No.
Okay. So is this the Warp Talons?
This is the Warp Talons.
Okay. And they make it with a 6.
And then I'm going to charge the Demon Prince.
Very nice. He needs a 9.
The plan will be to wipe those out with the Warp Talons and then pile the Demon Prince.
That's what we call cascading combat.
So he needs a 9.
He needs 9. Oh,
that's a 9.
He makes it in. Very
All right.
nicely done, Mr. Demon Prince.
Cool.
And here we are at the end of the fight phase. Warp Talons killed the Helions. However, the Demon Prince did a bunch of mortal wounds on the charge. He has an ability like a grenade, which is awesome when he charges in. So he killed 3 just charging. And then they killed the rest of the unit. They dropped the objective they had. And now, end of the fight phase, the Warp Talons are not in engagement range. They can go back into the sky if they so wish.
They also notably killed 1.5 before they charged.
They did. They failed their pact. Yeah. So they go away. And then at the end of the turn, you can grab that objective with your Demon Prince if you so wish. Oh no, big chunky. So you have 3, I have 3 under my control now. This is starting to get spicy as we move into battle round number 3. End of the movement phase, and that Predator just overwatched my 2 Scourge to death, sadly. But it is a good tank Scourge with a sustained hit Dark Pact. The Talos and Cabalites have moved up. The Cronus kind of stayed to keep its bubble around. These Cabalites moved back to prevent rapid ingress. The Homunculus and his squad has moved back into the deployment zone to get those 2 objectives in there.
Called a cowering.
And then over here, move the Raider, spend the CB to get out and charge after I moved my Raider, and then got out. You decided not to move them because they would have been like a 6-inch charge, but they do have a redeploy strat. Then my bikes came back over here, and then 2 heat lances are ready to potentially shoot and or charge that Predator and then get in behind and try and kill some of those cultists back there. So with that, we do have a bunch of, I have 8 pain tokens? 7 pain tokens, because I've been
too many.
A bunch of them. I love it. So let's do some shooting. Sorry, my mic died in that last clip. So we're going to do some shooting. My Cronus is going to basically give a pain token to these units over here. I'm going to give a pain token to that and a pain token to that, essentially. But I'm also running out of units. And you decided not to rapid ingress your Warp Talons. And here we go. We're going to do... you don't have any CP anyway. You can't overwatch right now. So I did kill the last cannon Predator with my Talos. 6 damage from the Haywire. Good job. So he's now permanently empowered. And I took this Predator down to 2 wounds remaining from Blaster, Dark Lance, the Heat Lances, just a bunch of little shots that were able to go that way. Demon Prince is unscathed though, so he's going to be ready. He's also got an objective. So, however, this is going to be the fun part. Is Incubi versus Terminators. They need a 9-inch charge to try and get that. Aha! No, they did get a pain token. Come on, pain! So close. And then over here. Yay! Okay, so they're going to jump in here. Whoa! That was cool. 25 saves to make on that Terminator unit. Killed all 5 Terminators and the Sorcerer. Maybe there is something to this Big Ten break of Incubi. Okay, so with that, I got 2 more pain tokens. I failed that charge. However, the kill of the Warlord gives me 4 points on the Tertiary over here. Boom, bring me up to 6 points. Yeah, go Dark Eldar. But with that, on to turn number 3. You get a command point. I get a command point. That objective is already in hand. I'm assuming those cultists can pick up that objective over there. Mm-hmm. And we move on to the next round. Very cool. Well, it seems like this Predator is alive. But he might want to kill some stuff. That Demon Prince is very much alive, but that's where the fault is. Like, do you save the Demon Prince and hide him, or do you send him forward, right, and like try and go kill some stuff? Very, very intense part of this game right now. Okay, we'll be back. End of the movement phase. That stayed still. One of the lone cultists failed his battle shock test. They stickied both objectives and moved back. He failed his battle shock test. That's right. That's right. And then they moved back there. And then the Demon Prince has come up to punch this Kronos.
He's going to try to steal the loot and run.
No, don't do it. That's where the Homunculus wanted you see. It's a trap. Anyway, that'll be very fun. Very entertaining if it continues like that. So, let's do some shooting. It seems like you want to try to kill the bikes because they're one of the fastest units to get around. And you still have Warp Talons, which I cannot forget about. But they're in... Oh, yeah. Do they have to come down? They have to come down.
Actually, no, they don't have to.
Do they go in strategic reserve?
Yeah, they go in strategic.
Then you can keep them back until my next turn, for example.
They are going to come in. They're going to come in somewhere safe-ish.
Yep.
Defensively. So
and we'll come back after the shooting phase. In the shooting phase, that Predator Destructor with the Eye of Horus rerolls just wiped out my entire unit. I passed one 4-up save. So all the bikes died to multiple damage. Did nothing this game. Literally nothing. And then over here, the Demon Prince Dark Pact took 2 wounds, tried to put some damage on the Talos, but didn't pan out. So with that, some charges. The Warp Talons did come in there. They're going to try and make a charge over here and get stuck in as well. Wow, this is awesome. It's coming down to the wire. Like, points-wise, it's going to be interesting. And it's a matter of whether I can get all the way to those cultists. Sneaky little buggers, eh? With 30 plus 10. So you're looking at 40 points worth of primary back there. Oh, that's gross. Okay. So with that, on to my turn. Oh, your shooting phase. Charge phase. Charge phase. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I'm tired? End of the fight phase. The Talons did not kill the Talos. He just was a boss. He didn't take any damage. However, the Demon Prince was like, hold my beer, killed the Kronos, and at the end of the turn, he's holding that objective as well. Oh my goodness gracious. What a turn of events. That Demon Prince just holding the fort together. The homunculus and friends are just looking at him. Yeah, they have to try take him down. This is going to be wild as we move on to the next turn. So, on to turn number 4. Lots of fun things happening. I do get a CP, so I go up to 2. You get a CP, so you up to 2 as well. And with that, it is my turn. My plan is to get these guys in, and then this can move up to 20 inches. I'm trying to fly it up as far possible to get close to those guys, and then go for a last-ditch charge. I have to try and kill this predator. I've got some blasters, some dark lance. I've got the haywire, and I've got the flamer. I can potentially shoot because it's a monster. I can shoot at the guys inside. And then they, over here, have to try and take out this Demon Prince as the last bastion of chaos so that we can get the mighty supplies that we need. Also, in this mission, you're technically not supposed to move more than 6 with a crate, but we decided to not use that rule because we wanted him to be able to actually participate in the game and them to hide and the Talus. So it's you can just move with the crate, whatever. It didn't, yeah. Even when you were charging, you're only allowed to move 6 in this mission. So it's as soon as you get the crates, you're really slowed down. But whatever, we wanted to have some more fun. End of the movement phase, I decided to move the Incubi up. They're going to try and make that charge. And then I'm going to charge the Raider up as well. And then they're just all going to basically pop back into the Raider after that with a Wraith-like retreat. The Blaster Dark Lance can't see this Demon Prince, and then everything else is moving up. I don't have any grenade keyword anymore, though, because my Scourge died and my little Cavalite Sergeant died. So no grenade keyword, which means his 8 wounds are going to have to be 1 at a time. He also gets a free reroll on a save, too. And you have a CP in the bank after overwatching here and killing 2 of my Incubi as well. And there you have it, end of the turn. The Incubi did charge in, killed the Predator, and then they Wraith-like retreated into the Raider, who also charged into the Predator as well. I was able to kill the Warp Talons with some shooting and some combat, killed both Warp Talons, and brought this Demon Prince down to 2 wounds remaining. I got 2 damage in from a Grotesque, even after reroll, and then I got D3 for 3 damage in with my little homunculus tools, which is awesome. Okay, however, we now move into the Chaos turn number 4. I still have 1 CP, so I'll go up to 2. And Sean gets 1. And there we have it. We've got a Cultist unit holding 2 objectives. We have a Demon Prince holding 2 objectives. We have the Rax holding 2 objectives as well. And it's coming down to turn 5. I love it when games like this just go to the end of the game. Okay, so with that, let's see what Sean does. Well, end of the turn. The Demon Prince did not fail his Battle Shock test and then just ran away. He's like, I have a 2-up save and a 4-up invul. I want to try and make saves and live.
Relic and a CP.
Relic.
So I could reroll 2
correct.
saves. Yeah.
So it might keep him alive. And then these cultists left that objective, didn't pick it up, and then ran that way to separate the objective and stuff that way as well. So with that, we're going to my last turn. So it's turn number 5. I will get 1 CP, so go up to 3. You get 1 CP, go up to 2. And we fight. As it stands right now, I have 30 points. You have 30, 45 points, 50 points. So I need to try and kill them and then take that objective, essentially, to kind of help with that. So the Incubi have a job to do. And then if I can pull down that Demon Prince, that would be pretty much it as well. So let's dive into it and see what we can do here. But Archon Skari's he was in the wings, went to kill the enemy warlord, and now he's just jumping right and taking all the glory for himself. And here we go after the movement. Homunculus and 2 Hex Rifles with 2 crates have moved back into my deployment zone to get an extra 5 points. They moved up to shoot that guy. They moved up. They're all converging on the Demon Prince over here, who took the Kronos bait and is now surrounded by Drukhari. And this is a cool little trick that I wanted to explain for all of you watching. So with a reactive move, in the commentary, disembarking from a transport doesn't count as, like, it counts as making a normal move when you disembark. However, if you disembark before the transport moves, then you have to declare a type of move for the unit, and they cannot remain stationary because they got out of a transport. So then they have to move, they have to disembark. So if I were to disembark first and then move within 9, they could reactionary move. But having a strat to move the transport and then stay outside of 9 for no reactive move, and then disembark, they cannot move any further, but they count as making a normal move. So that does not trigger a reactive move.
Bullshit.
That's right. So you can use it against wraiths, you can use it against wraiths, and you can use it against more wraiths.
No chaos.
Actually, a lot of people ask me what my trick is against like the wraith spam list. That's one of the biggest things. Is like, don't let them reactionary move and then charge them and then kill the technomancer.
2 or 3 chaos detachments have this.
Oh, that's amazing. Reactive moves are becoming more and more a thing. Oh, Custodes have it, like in the Custodes detachment. So let's do some shooting. I've got 2 wounds to do on that Demon Prince, and then I've got a 6-inch charge to make, and hopefully Argon Skari doesn't fail that charge, because that would make me very sad. Shooting phase, I finally got you with the Dark Lance. You failed both of your invul saves against the Blast and the Dark Lance, forcing you to use both the rerolls, except you failed one against Dark Lance, killed the Demon Prince, yes, dropping the crates in the back. And then we have a 6-inch charge with Archon Skari over here. I have a CP to reroll it if I need to. That is a charge, and in come the incubi. Murder, murder, kill. Okay, so at the end of the game, I will have, so they will all die, I hope, with a pain token. They should die.
Armor contempt.
That's right, armor contempt. So I will get 1, 2, 3 for 45. I have a unit in the enemy device, so 50 points on primary. So that's 50 here. You will get 5 points on primary because I can't get to that objective. And then I will get another 3 points for having an enemy unit in your deployment zone. So that's 9 here. So 59 points to 7.
That's what I said. It's always going to be like 100.
That's 20-0. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back after with a post battle breakdown. But thanks a lot for watching, everyone. And thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming down for another game, Sean.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's working on his Alpha Legion Chaos, which are his Death Watch Chaos.
Yeah.
Which I cannot wait to show off because it'll be really fun.
Yeah, the new detachment's gonna be fun.
Really exciting times.
Yeah.
Other than that, a huge shout out to you for watching. Okay, so what was like the most memorable moment of the game for you?
Well, the Dark Pack change is massive. Like rolling before you get to activate.
Yeah.
I didn't Dark Pack so many times. I did damage so many times, and
It happens before you do your shooting, so you
yeah.
can actually lose models and kill yourself before you shoot. Whereas before you would Dark Pack even if you had a few wounds remaining, and that was it.
So that was the best learning. Memorable. I mean, actually, that one Predator did pretty good work.
Your Predators did great. The Destructor with the heavy bolters and all that. That's just like the most dangerous. That and the Venom Crawler are like perfect against elves.
Yeah.
And then that large brick of Incubi. I'm not gonna lie. They did some work.
Rethinking that one, right?
It's just at 2,000 points though.
Yeah.
Like anything will just wipe them out so fast. But they did hit stuff pretty hard. Like that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I did like that. So I'm gonna have to test it. I own 30 Incubi. So I should just do it with 3 squads of 10. With 3. Why not? I had the Archon after all. I should probably test some random crap. Other than that, that's it. Thanks for coming down for a game. Thanks a lot for watching. A huge shout out to all of you for liking. Leave a comment down below. To all the channel Patreons without whom none of this is possible. A huge shout out to Harbone, who sent me a whole stream rig. He has a store in New Brunswick. I'm going to put a link so that when we do streams on Twitch and stuff, he's literally sent me a monitor and a computer so I can do actual legit streams from the studio now again. So I'm really excited to kick that up again. So huge shout out to him. And of course, if you want to give him some props, I'll put it in the pinned comment so you can go and just give his store some love. Okay. Other than that, thanks a lot, everybody. I'll catch you on the flip side. The Dark Pact. Bye, everyone.